ball is underway. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. They start the drive with Cook. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Well, partner, this offense 12-0 now on the year following their latest victory. And during the week, a lot of folks making comparisons between this squad and the 1985 Bears. You know, they too were 12-0 at this juncture of the season before losing on a Monday night 38-24 to the Dolphins at the Orange Bowl way back on December 2nd of 85. But then they never lose again en route to winning Super Bowl 20.
And when you look back on it, partner, didn't it almost feel like a setup game? Because they were playing the Dolphins, and the Dolphins were protecting their franchise's undefeated season of 1972, that team. And you know what that team does. They love to celebrate the fact that they still are the only one to get through an entire NFL season that way. That was Dan Marino's 3rd year playing under the great Don Shula, and they were motivated to keep that franchise's record intact.
Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down. With these run-pass options, we often talk about a good quarterback and running back. Well, having a talented wide receiver helps also.
Yeah, even coming in 3rd in the discussion, sometimes that means he really should be first, because all you want to do is get the ball in their hands and let them make the big plays downfield.
Well, that throw by Brady, incomplete.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So roughing the passer penalty, never one that you like to see.
Not at all, and especially when you're in that final push of the season. You can't afford to get your quarterback hurt before the playoffs roll around, and we know they'll be here before you know it.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Here's Brady. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. The first carry for the North Texas man, it's Jeff Wilson. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Well, this defense for the Chargers, they played really well in the win over the Raiders a week ago.
And the way they did it was by getting after the quarterback. Sacked him 7 times in that game. Came from all angles, created a lot of illusions, and especially just beat them man for man. That's the kind of defense that really frustrates an opponent.
The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. Now Brady. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early. But it proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard. And he'll try and throw here on the fake. And this one will not work out. It is incomplete. It would have been a long field goal. The fake doesn't work out. And this defense delivers a turnover on downs on the very first drive of the afternoon. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
But that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Justin Herbert looking to pass. He's got him in, complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Give him 32 on the play.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Herbert operating from the red zone. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And the Chargers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago, followed it up with another nice one here, and before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
Here we go now on 1st and goal. Herbert now. And this will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown. Gerald Everett with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Chargers will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games and another good start to this. And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs, and I think they're going to at least take a look at this. So they called it a touchdown originally. This will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Hopkins with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Pulls it in at the 13. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And, Charles, no 2 ways around it. Anytime you get the current number 1 and number 2 seeds in the AFC playing each other this late in the season, it's a big game.
It is definitely a big game, and not just for seeding and placement and such, but for trying to establish yourself as a team to beat. You want everyone else in the league to look at you and say, boy, it's going to be tough to knock those guys off.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
That turned into a very well-orchestrated play right there. Going to work his way out of the backfield to the right, and after he looked it in, he found plenty of space to roam and picked up big yardage.
Brady now on first down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kenneth Murray, and the Chargers are going to get it back here just past the 35.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
The Charger drive about to get going. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They started on the ground with Eckler. Takes it to about the 37.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Herbert. That's complete to the tight end, Everett. And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Good work after the catch, going to net him 23 and a first.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory right at the 40. Eckler now between the tackles. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Next, the receivers help spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run.
But to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Can they continue to create running lanes out of passing sets? And if so, it's going to be a long day for the defense.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Back to throw here, Herbert. He'll drop this one off to Eckler. And taking it to the 15-yard line before it's brought down. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first.
It's almost as if they didn't leave the field after their first drive. They picked right up where they left off. Another good throw there. And this offense, humming here in the early going.
And the slot man goes in motion left. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Now it's Herbert. And this is caught. He's got a touchdown. Donald Parham, his first touchdown on the year. And the Chargers go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point good by Hopkins. And that'll make the score 14-0. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And going deep for Hill. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Brady now to throw. And going deep for Hill. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. DeAndre Carter back deep. Taken from just outside the 30. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going.
It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. The veteran Jamie Collins there on the tackle. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
Herbert finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 42. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Charger first.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
On 2nd and 10, Herbert. He's got this to Williams, complete. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 24-yard line. The Chargers' passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first.
I know we just saw a nice throw and catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
Now here's a throw. It's complete. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer. That's a strong pick pickup right there on first down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Looking to throw. Herbert. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Channing Tindall. And the Dolphins are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
Absolutely a golden opportunity missed there to add to their lead and really cap off an impressive drive because they've got the advantage and plenty of time to add to it. But on the flip side, plenty of time for an opposing comeback as well. So when you have the chance to distance yourself from opposition so early, partner, you know you don't want to let it slip away.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. 2 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Brady. Philip Dorsett hauls it in. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That one good for 26 and a first down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Give to Cook out of the gun. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now Brady. This is caught inside the 15. It's a big play there for Miami. And even 40 yards.
This offense has been slow to get started, but that play will certainly give them a little bit of life. Maybe the late wake-up call that they had been seeking.
They'll run with Cook. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Dalvin Cook with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins are back within a score. Jason Sanders now for the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7.
Makes the score. Chargers 14. Dolphins 7.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This taken in at the goal line. And he's up across the 25.
On the return, the Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the plague did on the last one. I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Throw right side is into the hands of his tight end, Everett. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting into the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Herbert wants to throw it on 3rd and 1. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football.
So the interception there. And, Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched a playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, when they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football because turnovers in that situation, they really become magnified.
Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack.
He only gave them an instant to react. It was a classic case of if you blink, you missed it. Off the line and to the quarterback in just a couple of seconds. Running back only had a moment to react and attempt to throw a block.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Brady.
The partner guaranteed they approached this point with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Brady to throw.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by J.C. Jackson. And the Chargers are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
After the turnover, here's Herbert. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide because that's prime pick 6 territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the 3rd row.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Herbert.
He'll get that one to Carter, complete.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Gerald Everett is tied in, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Second and 10. Here's Herbert once more. He's got his man. That's Everett, the tight end. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 22 yards there, a first down.
And that play was all about timing between the quarterback and his tight end, because the ball's got to be released with a little bit of float to it so he can run under it. Lays it out there for him. You know what else is involved? Trust that he's going to separate from the defender and have a chance to get the football, and he does exactly that and gets out of bounds with a first down.
Again, Herbert. He finds his target, Allen. Touchdown! Keenan Allen, as the first half is winding down. And the Chargers will extend their lead here just before halftime. Hopkins with the extra point, and it's now 21-7.
Makes the score. Chargers 41, Dolphins 7. Justin Hopkins to kick off overtime.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Taken from about the 12. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And going deep for Hill. And this one is incomplete.
They gave it a shot with a deep pass, but it wasn't going to work there. And now there's less time for them to try and get three before the half. Let's see what they dial up on this next snap.
Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. Again, it's Cook. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the third quarter. No return here for Carter, and this will be a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. This offense set to begin the third quarter, and Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one, so now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game, and down the stretch, being able to be balanced, either throw it or run it, and try and win this ball game.
They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
On 2nd and 9, Herbert. A quick throw, but incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. That's going to be complete to his tight end, Everett. On the move past the 40. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 35. How about 25 yards on 3rd down? They'll take it. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll make it 2nd down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
Dancing to his left. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Herbert throwing again. And the Dolphins rush, gets home, down he goes. Jalen Phillips make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. Now Hill to return it.
We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Dolphins' drive will start deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for the second half. You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. And you need a big play? Go to your big play guy.
Listen, that's football 101. When you have to have it, you expect that guy to step up. A lot of people call these receivers divas. Sometimes just leadership when they get in the huddle and say, get me the ball. I'm about to make a big play.
And going deep for Hill. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going. Trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
Brady's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. This is caught by Evans.
And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
So they will tread backward on the holding penalty.
And I know that they're going to get coached up and they'll get yelled at a little bit, but let's face it, it is hard not to do at the speed and pace that they play.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Again, they'll throw with Brady. And Brady going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception.
On Herbert, his 3rd interception. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, 3rd quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now, if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
And going deep for Hill, and it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, we saw that he had a lot of success last week throwing the football, but that hasn't translated to this week. But with his team behind, I don't expect him to back off. I expect him to keep firing.
Brady's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. On play action, they'll throw. And this is thrown to the sideline. No receiver in the area, though, and that's going to bring out a flag. We saw it, too. Nobody in the vicinity of that throw, and that earns him the penalty.
Yeah, you've got to at least get it close enough to one of your own guys in order to dodge the penalty.
Ross on the return. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10 at their own 37. He'll hand off here to Eckler. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 44 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
On 1st down, it's Herbert. He finds his man, complete. That's Carter. He's got room at the 30, and he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Down to about the 22 here. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Working with a 2nd and 3. Find Everett there, complete. He's got some room to operate. Touchdown, Chargers. So they get the tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, bowling his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
taken from about the 12. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the foot.
And now a fumble. Brady loses the football. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position. And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion, one more good rep, and they get off the field.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Brady now to throw. And this one incomplete. And another throw that really could have been, maybe should have been intercepted. That would have been number 4. Instead, it's fourth down.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. Fourth down now, but he was fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
They'll go for it. It's Brady. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Throwing now is Brady. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
The throw on second down by Brady is incomplete.
Help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. It seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
Throwing is Brady on third down. He is going to find Hill here. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 41-yard line. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Again, it's Brady. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37. They fake the handoff. Now Brady finds Hill on the crossing route, complete. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 26. A strong pickup of 11 keeps their drive alive. On 1st and 10, here's Brady. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Kenneth Murray. And the Chargers will take over here just shy of the 30. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Christian Wilkins there defensively for the stop. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. In motion, left goes Carter. Herbert. Throw right side is into the hands of his tight end, Everett. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and now we've got a 3rd and 4.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Play action this time for Justin Herbert. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. He's got it at the 15. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. In today's NFL, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield. Herbert operating from the red zone. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier. He wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up, but he certainly will have some explaining to do.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy, because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out, because this one, it was over a long time ago.
1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
Eckler. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Give him 3 on the gain there. 2nd and goal.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. Eckler again. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Chargers add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Extra point good by Hopkins. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Dustin Hopkins to kick off for the Chargers.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
A fairly short kick from the 14. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
And certainly starting to appear that they might finally be about to suffer that first loss of the season.
And now a fumble. Brady loses the football. And picked up by the Chargers. And he takes it back to the house.
Got so many memories that I made on Cascade Road. I done gained the world. I ain't never sell my soul. This is God-given, so I thank him as I go. Hate to sound conceited, but I know. Crazy thing they with me. Yeah. Crazy thing they with me. Run up on me, baby, so you gon' see.